double chakram N-Man is. Meanwhile, we have the Toaster and the
Tri-Bolt.
Yeah, coming from Resolve.
So usually what Resolve is trying to do is get people in the corner and just grab the heck out of them, get them knocked down, get them in the vortex. N-Man is trying to do that kind of similarly, but not with grabs, but with his Rams, while also keeping good space.
And what I'm noticing from Resolve is that he's getting a lot of use out of Tri-Bolt by destroying these pillars, which is going to become more relevant in the later rounds on this stage. Because it's so wide-reaching, by getting rid of the pillars easily, he's going to allow himself to put on pressure on N-Man so he can't get the Dragon Arm charged up comfortably.
And also, more punches equals more rush time, so he's able to do that pretty easily.
Right now, already rocking a very solid lead against N-Man, but both players do have rush, so anything can happen with the right whiff, the right opening. But Resolve keeping up this pressure, only a couple of hit points left on N-Man, and I have a feeling he's probably just going to save this rush for the next game unless he can get just the perfect opening to make a comeback. It's too risky to burn it otherwise.
Resolve is usually a very risky player, and now he's in perfect rush territory. But
landing that Toaster clean in N-Man's face. Both of them keeping their rush ready to go for the start of round 2. It's going to be interesting to see how they end up using their rush in this case, because while they have it fully built up, they're not really getting any benefit off of the whiff rushes. And we have right now N-Man burning his up, letting Resolve keep his, so now he's at liberty to punish maximally anything that N-Man does that isn't safe, and it looks like he's looking for it right now.
He's
not
looking
able to
for
find
it, but he's just blocking. It's just a repeat of what N-Man just did before.
And right now, like you said, Resolve getting the corner positioning he really wants, forcing N-Man all the way in the back, not giving him much room to get out of the way, especially because of the pressure that Tri-Bolt puts in terms of the sidestepping.
This is really a bad position for N-Man, just because of how much space you need in order to make Rams effective. You're better off using it in lead, and Resolve getting in a great rush, 280 damage.
Yeah, already putting himself in a very strong position right now. Even if this next rush lands for N-Man, Resolve is still going to have a strong lead. He gets caught in the later half, but still has half of his health to fall back on. N-Man, meanwhile, cannot take another punish.
He cannot, but I know N-Man can definitely take this back. But,
Getting caught at the last moment by that Toaster once again. Resolve keeping his lead, taking the first game 2-0.
That was a pretty quick one, but it shows how dominant N-Man, how dominant Resolve is.
Yeah, I mean, one of the strongest players in the country, repping really well, winning the Nintendo Open back in March, too. So tournament set, they're out for blood. You know, there are no friends up there on the tournament stage. But
so what we can possibly see is N-Man looking for a stage that gives him a little bit more space. So we can definitely go to Scrapyard here. But I'm gonna say that there's a possibility that he also wants to go Mausoleum, because Resolve usually doesn't like Mausoleum because it gives N-Man more space when that middle trampoline opens up.
Right, yeah, and once he gets that space going, then he can potentially get the Dragon Arm up and running, and it makes it so much harder for Resolve to get the straight-on approach that he's looking for, because that's the arms that he's using right now. Both the Tri-Bolt and the Toaster going right in front of him.
Oh, but they're going Sparring Ring?
Sparring? This is a daring pick.
This is a daring pick. But he's really riding on the fact that N-Man can get a lead really easily.
Yeah, this is a stage from what I've seen that you can get a snowball very fast, because it's so small, you can essentially force your opponent into the corner just off of a few neutral exchanges. And from there, if you get a knockdown, the game is all yours. But right now, they're both jockeying for that middle positioning. Neither one of them landing too solid of a hit. Resolve with a slight lead.
That's the opening he needs.
Careful meter building by both of them. Resolve slightly ahead, gets his rush online first. Oh, and he finds the rush connection. And more importantly, he forces another corner position for N-Man. N-Man rolling out of there. Tries to get out with the chakrams. It ends up causing an even trade with the Toasters. And now it's his turn. Throws out the rush.
It's a shield break.
Very good stuff. Evening it up. just the slightest of read for Resolve, and right there, N-Man keeping his composure, reading the fear from Resolve, getting that grab on the block, and still keeping this corner pressure going. It's actually panning out really well for him in terms of the pressure, keeping things dead even.
N-Man is really good at catching those deflects when he can, and it's showing in this match where Springman can't get it. Springman sometimes can't get an opening, but he just
did. Resolve finding his opening right there, recognizing that N-Man was going to try to press his advantage after that initial trade, and then popping the rush to make that safe, taking that first game just barely for himself.
He's going Megawatt. There's an interesting dichotomy that goes behind this, is that it's just, you have to make the hits count.
Because that's one thing that has been happening a lot between the two of them, right? Resolve and N-Man keep colliding physically because they're both were medium arms. They were clashing to the ground uselessly. Megawatt is going to be able to win those exchanges very handily.
Yes, absolutely. But it's a little harder because Deflect can just negate some of those exchanges altogether.
Yeah. Whenever Springman finishes one of his dashes, it causes any arms nearby him to just drop to the ground. And right now, once again, we have Resolve with the slight lead, but more importantly, Rush ready to go. This throw going to put only a pixel of life left on N-Man. And he's just going to use his Rush to get that chip damage in. It's not going to kill, though.
It's looking very dire for N-Man.
Yeah, he has absolutely no more ground to give. You see it no longer even does any chip damage when he blocks. Oh my gosh, that footwork! N-Man making it all the way around there, returning fire with his own Rush.
Insane.
And just a little bit of health on both players, but Resolve with the comeback hit from Springman, able to stay in this a little bit longer, looking to find the one opening with the tribal, and he gets it right there.
Oh, that was insane.
Whew, that was incredible. So close. The fact that he was able to weave around those arms with the Megawatt down by his side, just with base movement, absolutely amazing.
That's really